Chapter 1. How to enhance your memory. Enhancing your memory is a great way to be successful in both your personal and professional life. Here are some tips for improving your memory. Repeat information. Repeat information that you want to remember multiple times. The more often you repeat something, the more likely it is to be encoded in your memory. Repeating information is a technique known as spaced repetition. By repeating information at spaced intervals, you are helping your brain to solidify the memory and make it more accessible. This is because the act of recalling information from memory helps to strengthen the neural connections associated with that information. It's also important to vary the intervals between repetitions and to use different methods of repetition such as writing, speaking, or listening. Additionally, it's also beneficial to test yourself on the information you're trying to remember, as it will help you to identify what you know and what you still need to work on. Use mnemonic devices. Mnemonic devices such as acrostics or rhyming phrases can help you remember information more easily. For example, if you need to remember a list of items, you can make a word from the first letter of each item or make a sentence that rhymes. Mnemonic devices are a great way to help you remember information more easily. Mnemonic devices are memory aids that use a pattern of letters, ideas, or association to make it easier to remember a list of items or other information. Acrostics are a type of mnemonic device where the first letter of each word in a phrase or sentence is used to remember a list of items. For example, if you need to remember the order of the planets in our solar system, you could use the mnemonic device, "My very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas." Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Another type of mnemonic device is a rhyme or a song. For example, you can remember the order of musical notes by using the phrase, "Every good boy does fine," EGBDF, or to remember the order of days in a week, Sunday, Monday, happy days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Mnemonic devices are a great way to make information more memorable and easier to recall. They work by associating the information you want to remember with something else that is easy to remember, making it easier to access the information when you need it. Chunking. Chunking is a process of breaking down information into smaller, manageable chunks. This makes it easier to remember and recall. Chunking is a memory technique that involves breaking down large amount of information into smaller, more manageable chunks. It works by organizing information into smaller groups of related information. This can make it easier to remember and recall because it reduces the amount of information that needs to be held in working memory at one time. For example, when trying to remember a long string of numbers, it's much easier to remember them in chunks of 3 or 4 digits. Instead of trying to remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, you can break it down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Chunking is also useful when trying to learn new information. It can help to group related information together and make connections between different pieces of information. For example, when trying to learn a new language, it helps to learn words and phrases in related groups like numbers, colors, or family members instead of learning random words. Chunking is a powerful memory technique that can help you to remember and recall information more easily. It works by breaking down large amount of information into smaller, more manageable chunks, making it easier for your brain to process and store the information. Association. Associate new information with something you already know. For example, if you're trying to remember a new person's name, associate it with a person you already know who has the same name. Association is a powerful memory technique that involves connecting new information with something you already know. By making connections between new information and something that is already stored in your memory, you are creating a memory bridge that will make it easier to recall the new information later. For example, if you're trying to remember a new person's name, you can associate it with someone you already know who has the same name. You can also associate the person's name with their face, their profession, or any other characteristic that might make it easier to remember. Association can also be used to remember lists of items. For example, if you need to remember a list of groceries, you can associate each item with a location in your house. This way, when you're trying to recall the list later, you can visualize each item in the appropriate location in your house. Association is also a great tool to remember abstract concepts, especially in subjects like mathematics or science, by relating them to real world examples or everyday experiences. Association is an effective memory technique that can help you to remember new information by connecting it with something that you already know. By making connections between new information and something that is already stored in your memory, you are creating a memory bridge that will make it easier to recall the new information later. Active recall. Active recall is a process of trying to recall information from memory without any cues. This can help to strengthen the connection in your brain that are responsible for storing that information. Active recall is a memory technique that involves actively trying to recall information from memory without any cues or hints. It is also known as retrieval practice or testing effect. The idea behind active recall is that the process of retrieving information from memory strengthens the connections in the brain responsible for storing that information. This way, the more you practice retrieving the information, the more likely you will remember it when you need it. Active recall can be done in various ways, such as flashcards, quizzes, self tests, and even by asking yourself questions about the information you want to remember. The goal is to actively engage with the information and retrieve it from memory as much as possible. Another way to practice active recall is to use a technique called spaced repetition. This involves reviewing information at increasing intervals of time. For example, you might review information immediately after learning it, then again after a day, then after a week, and so on. This helps to strengthen the memory trace and make it more durable in the long term. Active recall is a very effective technique for improving memory, and it has been shown to be one of the best ways to retain information over time. By actively trying to recall information from memory, you are strengthening the connection in the brain responsible for storing that information, making it more likely that you will remember it when you need it. Sleep. Getting enough sleep is important for memory consolidation. During sleep, the brain is actively working to process and consolidate information from the day, which helps to strengthen the memory traces and make them more durable in the long term. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. During the night, the brain goes through different stages of sleep, including deep sleep and REM sleep. Each stage serves a different purpose, but together they help to solidify memories and transfer them from short term memory to long term memory. Deep sleep, also known as slow wave sleep, is the stage of sleep when the brain is most active in memory consolidation. In this stage, the brain replays the events of the day, solidifying the memories and making them more resistant to forgetting. REM sleep or rapid eye movement sleep is another stage that is critical for memory consolidation. In this stage, the brain is highly active and its thoughts that it helps to process and store information from the day. Getting enough sleep is crucial for maintaining good cognitive function and overall well being. Adults should aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. A lack of sleep can lead to memory problems, difficulty concentrating, and an increased risk of cognitive decline. By getting enough sleep and allowing the brain to process and consolidate memories, you're helping to ensure that memories you make today will be available to you tomorrow. Exercise. Exercise has been shown to improve brain function and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Regular exercise increases blood flow to the brain, releases chemicals that promote the growth of new brain cells, and helps consolidate memories. Yes, exercise has been shown to have numerous benefits for the brain. Regular exercise has been linked to improved brain function, better memory and concentration, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, which helps to bring oxygen and nutrient to the brain cell. This increased blood flow helps to promote the growth of new brain cells, which can help to improve cognitive function. Exercise also releases chemicals called neurotropic factors, which helps to promote the growth of new brain cells and the formation of a new neural connections. Exercise also helps to improve the function of the hippocampus, a region of brain that plays a key role in memory and learning. Studies have shown that regular exercise can increase the size of the hippocampus, which can help to improve memory and learning. Chronic stress has been linked to cognitive decline. So, by reducing stress through exercise, you are helping to protect the brain from damage. Exercise is a powerful tool for maintaining brain health. Regular exercise has been shown to improve brain function, promote the growth of new brain cells, and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. By incorporating exercise into your daily routine, you're helping to ensure that your brain remains healthy and functions at its best. Avoid multitasking. Multitasking can be detrimental to memory as it makes it harder to process and retain information. Try to focus on one task at a time. Yes, multitasking can be detrimental to memory as it makes it harder to process and retain information. The brain is not designed to handle multitasking simultaneously, and when you try to do multiple things at once, it can lead to cognitive overload. This can make it difficult to focus and it can make it harder to retain new information. When you multitask, you are constantly switching your attention between different tasks, and this can make it difficult for the brain to process and store new information. Studies have shown that multitasking can reduce the efficiency of working memory and make it harder to recall information later. Another reason multitasking is bad for memory is that it can cause shallow processing, meaning that you are not giving enough attention to the task at hand and not encoding the information deeply enough in your brain. This can make it harder to recall the information later. In order to improve your memory, it's important to focus on one task at a time. This will help you to give your full attention to the task at hand, making it easier to process and store new information. By avoiding multitasking and focusing on one task at a time, you are helping to ensure that the information you take is encoded deeply in your memory, making it more accessible when you need it. By incorporating these tips into your daily routine, you can improve your memory and be more successful in both your personal and professional life. Remember, a good memory is a key to success. So, take the time to improve it. Chapter 2: Habits that can hurt your brain. There are several habits that can hurt your brain and negatively impact cognitive function. Here are some common habits to avoid. Lack of physical activity. Leading a sedentary lifestyle can increase the risk of cognitive decline and other brain related disorders. Leading a sedentary lifestyle characterized by a lack of physical activity has been linked to an increased risk of cognitive decline and other brain related disorder. This is because regular physical activity is essential for maintaining brain health. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, which bring oxygen and nutrient to the brain cells. This increased blood flow helps to promote the growth of new brain cells, which can help to improve cognitive function. Exercise also releases chemical called neurotrophic factors, which promote the growth of new brain cells and the formation of new neural connections. This can help to improve cognitive function and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Physical activity also helps to improve the function of the hippocampus, a region of the brain that plays a key role in memory and learning. Studies have shown that regular exercise can increase the size of the hippocampus, which can help to improve memory and learning. Poor diet. Consuming a diet high in processed and sugary foods can lead to inflammation and damage to the brain. A diet high in processed food can be high in added sugars, saturated and trans fat, and sodium, which can contribute to inflammation in the body. This inflammation can damage blood vessels and lead to a decrease in blood flow to the brain, which can negatively impact cognitive function. Additionally, a diet high in added sugars can lead to high blood sugar levels, which can cause inflammation in the brain and increase the risk of cognitive decline. High blood sugar levels can also contribute to the development of diabetes and other chronic health conditions that can negatively impact cognitive function. On the other hand, a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein can provide the brain with the essential nutrients it needs to function properly. Such a diet can also help to reduce inflammation in the body and protect the brain from damage. A Mediterranean diet, which is rich in fruit, vegetables, and whole grains, lean protein, and health fats, has been associated with a reduced risk of cognitive decline. It has also been linked to better cognitive function and improved memory. Chronic stress. Prolonged stress can cause damage to the brain and negatively impact cognitive function. Stress activates the body's fight or flight response, which releases stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones can be beneficial in short term situations, but when they are constantly elevated due to chronic stress, they can have negative effect on the brain. Chronic stress can lead to inflammation in the brain, which can damage brain cells and inhibit the growth of new brain cells. It can also shrink the hippocampus, a region of the brain that is critical for memory and learning. This can lead to problems with memory, attention, and problem solving. Stress can also disrupt the balance of chemicals in the brain, leading to problems with mood and mental health. High levels of stress can also contribute to the development of anxiety and depression, which can have a negative impact on cognitive function. Managing stress through techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, yoga, and regular exercise can be beneficial for the brain. Chronic stress can cause damage to the brain and negatively impact cognitive function. It's important to find ways to manage stress in order to protect the brain from damage and maintain cognitive function. Techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, yoga, and regular exercise can be beneficial for managing stress and protecting the brain. Lack of sleep. Sleep is essential for memory consolidation and cognitive function. So, a lack of sleep can have negative effects on the brain. During sleep, the brain is actively working to process and consolidate information from the day, which helps to strengthen the memory traces and make them more durable in the long term. During the night, the brain goes through different stages of sleep, including deep sleep and REM sleep. Each stage serves a different purpose, but together they help to solidify memories and transfer them from short term memory to long term memory. Sleep is essential for memory consolidation and cognitive function. A lack of sleep can have negative effects on the brain and lead to problems with memory, attention, and problem solving. Adults should aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night and establish a consistent sleep schedule and routine to improve the quality of sleep. Addressing any underlying sleep disorders can also greatly impact the quality and duration of sleep. Excessive alcohol consumption. Drinking too much alcohol can lead to inflammation and damage to the brain and can increase the risk of cognitive decline. Excessive alcohol consumption can lead to inflammation and damage to the brain and can increase the risk of cognitive decline. Alcohol is a neurotoxin that can damage brain cells and inhibit the growth of new brain cells. Heavy alcohol consumption has been linked to an increased risk of cognitive decline, as well as an increased risk of developing neurological disorders such as dementia and stroke. Alcohol consumption also disrupts the balance of chemicals in the brain and can lead to problems with mood and mental health. It can also disrupt sleep, which can negatively impact cognitive function and memory consolidation. Moderate alcohol consumption is defined as up to a 1 drink per day for women and up to 2 drinks per day for men. Drinking more than this can increase the risk of cognitive decline and other negative effects on the brain. Smoking. Smoking can damage blood vessels in the brain and lead to inflammation and cognitive decline. The chemicals in cigarettes can cause damage to the blood vessels in the brain, which can restrict blood flow and decrease the amount of oxygen and nutrient that reach the brain cells. This can lead to inflammation and damage to the brain, which can negatively impact cognitive function. Smoking has been linked to an increased risk of developing neurological disorders such as stroke and dementia, which can lead to cognitive decline. It can also increase the risk of developing mental health conditions such as depression and anxiety, which can negatively impact cognitive function. Smoking can also disrupt the balance of chemical in the brain and can lead to problems with mood and mental health. Quitting smoking can help to protect the brain from damage and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. There are many resources available to help individuals quit smoking, including nicotine replacement therapy and behavioral counseling. Overexposure to screens. Spending too much time in front of screens can disrupt sleep and negatively impact cognitive function. The blue light emitted by screens can suppress the production of melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep, making it harder to fall asleep at night. This can lead to insomnia, poor sleep quality, and daytime fatigue. Prolonged screen time can also lead to eye strain and headaches, which can negatively impact cognitive function and productivity. Additionally, the constant stimulation from screens can make it difficult to focus and concentrate on tasks, leading to problems with attention and memory. Spending too much time in front of screens can also be detrimental to mental health, contributing to feelings of anxiety, depression, and loneliness. To minimize the negative effects of screen time on cognitive function and sleep, it's important to set limits on screen time, particularly in the hours leading up to bedtime. It's also important to take regular breaks and practice good posture and ergonomics when using screen. Additionally, using apps that filter blue light or dim the screen in the evening can help to reduce the suppression of melatonin, and using an e-reader or a tablet with a black and white mode can also be beneficial. Spending too much time in front of screens can disrupt sleep, negatively impact cognitive function, and contribute to eye strains and headaches. To minimize the negative effects of screen time, it's important to set limits on screen time, particularly in the hours leading to bedtime. Take regular breaks and practice good posture and ergonomics when using screen. By avoiding these habits and making healthier choices, you can help to protect your brain and maintain cognitive function. Remember, a healthy brain is key to a healthy life, so take care of it. Chapter 3: Brain Exercises That Boost Memory. Brain exercises that boost memory can help to improve cognitive function and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Here are a few examples. 1. Memory exercises. Memory exercises are actively specifically designed to improve memory and recall. Memory games such as matching cards or memory puzzles can help to improve memory by challenging the brain to remember specific information. Memory training programs and apps are also available, which can provide structured exercises and techniques to improve memory. One popular memory technique is the method of loci, known as the memory palace technique. This technique involves creating a mental map or image of a familiar place, such as your home, and associating specific information with different location within the place. This helps to create a visual and spatial association with the information, making it easier to recall. Other memory techniques include the use of mnemonic devices such as acrostics or rhyming phrases to help remember lists or sequences of information. Chunking, breaking down information into smaller, manageable chunks, can also help to improve memory and recall. It's important to note that memory exercises alone might not be enough to significantly improve memory. They should be used in combination with a healthy lifestyle and overall care for brain health. Regularly engaging in these exercises can help to improve memory and recall over time. 2. Brain puzzles. Brain puzzles such as crosswords, Sudoku, and other logic games can help to improve memory and cognitive function. These types of puzzles can help to improve memory by challenging the brain to remember specific information such as words, numbers, or patterns. Crosswords and other word puzzles, for example, require the brain to recall and manipulate words, which can help to improve vocabulary, spelling, and word recall. Sudoku and other number puzzles, on the other hand, require the brain to remember and manipulate numbers, which can help to improve mathematical skills and number recall. Logic games such as chess or Go require a player to think strategically, plan ahead, and make decisions based on the information at hand. It can also help to improve problem solving skills and decision making abilities. These types of puzzles are also beneficial for keeping the brain active and engaged, which can help to reduce the risk of cognitive decline. They can be a fun and stimulating way to challenge the brain and improve cognitive function. 3. Mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation can help to reduce stress, improve focus, and boost memory. Mindfulness and meditation are techniques that involve paying attention to the present moment and being aware of the thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. These techniques can help to reduce stress, improve focus, and boost memory. Mindfulness practices such as deep breathing can help to reduce stress and anxiety by promoting relaxation and a sense of calm. When the brain is in relaxed state, it's more likely to retain and process information effectively. Meditation, a form of mindfulness, can also help to improve focus and attention by training the brain to focus on a single point of attention, such as the breath. Meditation can help to improve the ability to focus and concentrate. Research also suggests that mindfulness and meditation can help to improve memory by increasing the size of the hippocampus, a region of the brain that is critical for memory and learning. It can also help to improve the ability to recall information by reducing the impact of distractions and increasing the capacity to process information. It's important to note that these practices should be incorporated into your daily routine, starting with a few minutes a day and gradually increasing the duration over time. Mindfulness and meditation can be done in a seated position in a quiet space with closed eyes and focusing on breathing. 4. Learning a new language or instrument. Learning a new language or instrument can help to improve memory and cognitive function by challenging the brain to process a new information and create new neural connections. When the brain is presented with new information, it creates new neural connection which can help to improve cognitive function and memory. Learning a new language requires the brain to process and remember new vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structures. This can help to improve memory and recall, as well as increase the ability to process and understand new information. Learning a new instrument, on the other hand, requires the brain to process and remember new melodies, chord progressions, and fingerings. This can help to improve memory, hand-eye coordination, and fine motor skills. Additionally, playing an instrument also involves reading sheet music and interpreting it, which can help to improve reading, comprehension, and focus. Learning a new language or instrument can also have a positive impact on the brain plasticity, which is the brain's ability to change and adapt in response to new information. This can help to improve cognitive function and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. 5. Physical exercise. Regular physical exercise has been shown to improve brain function and memory. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, which can bring oxygen and nutrient to the brain cells, helping them to function better. Exercise also releases chemicals called growth factors, which can promote the growth of new brain cells and connections between them. Physical exercise can also improve mood and reduce stress, which can have a positive impact on cognitive function and memory. Regular physical activity has been linked to better memory and cognitive function in older adults, and it can also help to reduce the risk of developing cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. Aerobic exercises such as walking, running, cycling, or swimming are particularly beneficial for the brain. They can increase the heart rate, which in turn increase blood flow to the brain. Resistance training and weightlifting can also be beneficial as they help to increase the growth of new brain cells and the connection between them. It's important to note that the benefits of exercise on memory and cognitive function are greatest when it is done regularly. The American Heart Association and the American College of Sports Medicine recommend at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity aerobic activity per week, or a combination of both, plus muscle strengthening activities at least 2 days per week. 6. Social interactions. Participating in social interactions and engaging in stimulating conversation can help to keep the mind active and improve memory. Participating in social interaction and engaging in stimulating conversation can help to keep the mind active and improve memory. Social interactions can provide cognitive stimulation, which can help to keep the brain active and engaged. Engaging in conversation and activities which others can also provide a sense of connection and belonging, which can improve mental health and well being. Research has shown that maintaining a strong social network can improve cognitive function and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Social interactions can also help to improve memory by providing an opportunity to learn new information and engage in activities that challenge the brain. Participating in group activities such as playing a game or joining a club can also provide an opportunity for social interaction and cognitive stimulation. These activities can also provide a sense of purpose and fulfillment, which can improve mental health and well being. Social isolation and loneliness can have a negative impact on cognitive function and memory. Therefore, it is important to maintain and nurture social connections and participate in social activities that are enjoyable and meaningful. 7. Reading. Reading can provide mental stimulation, improve memory, and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Reading can provide mental stimulation, improve memory, and reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Reading engages the brain in a number of ways, from processing the meaning of words to imagining the events and characteristics described in a book. This mental engagement can help to improve cognitive function and keep the brain active. Reading can also help to improve memory by providing an opportunity to learn new information and retain it over time. When reading, the brain is actively working to process and store the information being read, which can help to improve recall and retention of information. Reading can also reduce the risk of cognitive decline by providing ongoing cognitive stimulation throughout life. Studies have shown that people who engage in mentally stimulating activities such as reading have a lower risk of developing cognitive decline and dementia. Reading can be beneficial for mental health and can provide a way to relax and unwind. It can also help to improve focus and concentration, as well as increase empathy and understanding of different perspectives. It's important to note that these exercises should be used in conjunction with a healthy lifestyle and overall care for brain health. Regularly engaging in these exercises can help to improve memory and cognitive function over time. This has been Memory Enhancement Quick Guidebook, the Memory Mastery Handbook to boost your brain power in no time. Written by Clarence Briggs. Read by Shafi. This is Memory Tips and Tricks, the quick and easy guide to memory enhancement. Discover how to boost your memory and remember everything. Written by Will Bowman. Read by Shafi. Introduction. Understanding memory. Memory is a fundamental cognitive function that plays a crucial role in our daily lives. It enables us to store and retrieve information, form new connections, and make sense of the world around us. However, memory is not a single entity but rather a complex process that involves multiple regions of the brain and various cognitive mechanisms. This audiobook delves into the science of memory from the basics of how it works to the latest research in the field. You will learn about the different types of memory, such as short term and long term memory, and the various processes involved in encoding, storage, and retrieval. You will also discover the factor that can affect memory, such as aging, stress, and sleep, and how to mitigate their negative impact. In addition to the science behind memory, this audiobook also provides practical tips and techniques for improving your memory. From using mnemonic and flashcard to incorporating regular exercise and healthy lifestyle choices, you will learn how to optimize your memory and reach your full potential. Whether you are a student looking to improve your study habits, a professional looking to boost your productivity, or simply someone who wants to keep their mind sharp, understanding memory is an essential guide to unlocking the power of your mind. Chapter 1: How to use advanced learning strategies. Advanced learning strategies can help you learn faster, remember more, and be more productive. These techniques can be used to improve your memory, focus, and comprehension while studying or learning new skills. Active recall. Active recall is a technique that involves actively trying to retrieve information from memory rather than passively reading or rereading it. This technique is based on the principle of testing effect, which states that testing yourself on the material improves your memory of it. Active recall can be done by creating flashcards or quizzing yourself on the material. Flashcards are a simple and effective way to use active recall. They can be used to study any type of information, from vocabulary words to historical facts. You can create flashcards on your own or use pre-made ones, and you can study them on your own or with a study partner. Quizzing yourself is another way to use active recall. This can be done by creating your own quizzes or using pre-made ones. You can also use online quizzing tools or apps to test yourself on the material. Quizzing yourself allows you to test your knowledge of the material and identify areas where you need to focus your studying. Active recall is an effective technique for improving memory because it forces your brain to actively engage with the material and retrieve it from memory. This helps to strengthen the connection between the neurons in your brain, making it easier to recall the information later on. It's a powerful tool for anyone looking to improve their memory and increase their retention of new information. Overall, active recall is a powerful technique that can help you learn faster, remember more, and be more productive. It can be used to improve your memory, focus, and comprehension while studying or learning new skills. Spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is a method of studying that involves breaking up your study sessions and spacing them out over time. The idea behind this method is that by spreading out your study sessions, you can reinforce the information in your memory and make it easier to recall later on. The spaced repetition technique works by taking advantage of the spacing effect, which states that we tend to remember information better when we encounter it repeatedly over time, rather than cramping it all in at once. When you first encounter new information, your brain is not yet able to retain it effectively. However, by revisiting the information at specific intervals, you allow your brain to process the information more deeply and make stronger connection between the neurons. For example, if you were trying to memorize a list of vocabulary words, you might start by studying them for 15 minutes a day. After a week, you might study them for 10 minutes a day. After another week, you might study them for 5 minutes a day, and so on, until you can remember them without any effort. Spaced repetition can be used with flashcards, quizzes, or any other method of studying that allows you to revisit the material at specific intervals. There are also spaced repetition softwares and apps available that can help you schedule and manage your study sessions. Overall, spaced repetition is a powerful technique that can help you learn faster, remember more, and be more productive. It's a great tool for anyone looking to improve their memory and increase their retention of new information. The spaced repetition technique works best when combined with other memory techniques such as active recall and mind mapping, which can help to reinforce the information in your memory and make it easier to recall later on. Chunking. Chunking is a learning strategy that involves breaking down complex information into smaller, more manageable chunks. This makes it easier to understand and remember. The basic idea behind chunking is to take a large amount of information and divide it into smaller, more manageable pieces that are easier to process and remember. For example, when learning a new phone number, we often group the digits into smaller chunks, such as area code, prefix, and line number. This makes it easier to remember the number as a whole and also easier to dial. Another example, when learning a new foreign language, we can break down the vocabulary into smaller chunks such as nouns, verbs, adjectives, etc. This makes it easier to focus on one aspect of the language at a time and also makes it easier to remember the new words. Chunking can be applied to a wide range of information, including numbers, words, and concepts. It can also be used in conjunction with other memory techniques such as mnemonics, flashcards, and spaced repetition. Chunking can be particularly helpful for people who have difficulty remembering large amounts of information. It can also be used to make complex material more manageable and easier to understand. Chunking is a powerful strategy for breaking down complex information into smaller, more manageable chunks. It can help make the information more manageable and easier to remember. It's a powerful tool for anyone looking to improve their memory and increase their retention of new information. It's also a great strategy for those who have difficulty remembering large amounts of information and struggle to understand complex concepts. Mnemonics. Mnemonics are memory aids that help you associate new information with something you already know. They are techniques that use a pattern of letters, ideas, or association to help you remember information. Mnemonics are particularly useful for remembering lists, sequences, and facts that are difficult to commit to memory. One of the most common mnemonic is the acronym, which uses the first letter of each word in a list to create a new word or phrase. For example, the acronym HOMES is often used to help people remember the names of the Great Lakes: Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. Another common mnemonic is the acrostic, which uses the first letter of each word in a list to create a sentence or phrase. Another type of mnemonic is the method of loci, which involves creating a mental image of a familiar place, such as a house or a city, and placing the items you want to remember at different locations within that place. This method is particularly useful for remembering lists and items. The page word method is a mnemonic technique that involves associating a list of items with a list of page words, which are easy to remember words or phrases. For example, one might use the page words one is a bun, two is a shoe to remember the order of a list of items. Mnemonics can be used for a variety of subjects such as languages, mathematics, history, sciences, etc. Mnemonics can be especially helpful for students preparing for exams or for anyone looking to improve their memory and increase their retention of new information. Mind mapping. Mind mapping is a visual tool that helps you organize information and see the connections between different concepts. It is a way of creating a visual representation of the information you are trying to learn, which can make it easier to understand, remember, and retrieve. Mind mapping is often used to organize ideas, brainstorm, and take notes. A mind map typically starts with a central idea or concept and branches out to include relative ideas, subtopics, and details. It can include text, images, and colors to help you understand and remember the information. One of the main benefits of mind mapping is that it allows you to see the connections between different pieces of information, which can help you understand and remember the information better. It also encourages creativity and helps you to come up with new ideas. Mind mapping can be done by handing or using software or apps. There are many mind mapping tools available which vary in terms of their features and complexities. Some popular mind mapping software include Xmind, MindNode, and MindMeister, which are available for both desktop and mobile devices. Mind mapping can be used in a variety of settings, including school, work, and personal projects. It can be especially helpful for organizing and studying complex information such as textbooks and scientific papers. Mind mapping can also be used to plan projects and presentation and to brainstorm ideas for creative projects. Self-explanation. Self-explanation is a technique that involves explaining the material to yourself as if you were teaching it to someone else. This technique is based on the idea that the process of explaining something to someone else helps you understand the material better and make it more likely that you will remember it. The self-explanation technique can be used to improve understanding and retention information in a variety of subjects, including maths, science, and language. It can be done by speaking out loud, writing, or even typing the explanation. The key is to actively engage with the material and think critically about it. When using self-explanation, it is important to focus on the main concept and ideas rather than just memorizing facts. By explaining the material in your own words, you are also helping to identify any gaps in your understanding and can address them. Self-explanation can be done individually or with a partner or group. When working with a partner or group, you can explain the material to each other and get feedback on your understanding. This can be particularly helpful for subjects that involve problem solving or critical thinking. Self-explanation is a technique that involves explaining the material to yourself as if you were teaching it to someone else. It helps you understand the material better and makes it more likely that you will remember it. This technique can be used for a variety of subjects and can be done individually or with a partner or group. It's a powerful tool for improving understanding and retention information. By using these advanced learning strategies, you can improve your ability to learn, retain, and recall information. Remember to always be consistent and disciplined with your practice, and you will see results in no time. Chapter 2: Most recognized and trusted memory tests used by psychologists and neurologists. Memory is the ability to retain and retrieve information over time. It is a complex process that involves multiple brain regions and systems. Memory can be divided into different types, including sensory memory, short term memory, and long term memory. Sensory memory refers to the brief retention of information from the senses such as visual, auditory, and tactile information. Short term memory, also known as working memory, refers to the ability to hold and manipulate information for a short period of time, usually several seconds to a minute. Long term memory refers to the ability to retain information over a long period of time, from days to decades. There are several memory tests that are widely used by psychologists and neurologists to evaluate memory function. Some of the most recognized and trusted memory tests include the Wechsler Memory Scale (WMS) is a widely used assessment of memory function in adults. It measures both verbal and non-verbal memory and can be used to identify memory impairments related to brain injury or disease. The Wechsler Memory Scale (WMS) is a widely used assessment of memory function in adults. It was developed by David Wechsler, a clinical psychologist, and first published in 1945. The WMS measure both verbal and non-verbal memory and can be used to identify memory impairments related to brain injury or disease. The test is designed to be sensitive to a wide range of memory problems and can be used in both clinical and research settings. The WMS consists of a series of subtests that assess different aspects of memory. The verbal memory subtests include logical memory. The examinee is read a short story and is then asked to recall as much of the story as possible. Verbal paired associates. The examinee is presented with a list of words and is then asked to recall the words in pairs. The non-verbal memory subtests include design memory. The examinee is shown a design and is then asked to reproduce the design as accurately as possible. Visual reproduction. The examinee is presented with a series of designs and is then asked to reproduce as many of the designs as possible. The WMS includes a test of working memory, the digit span subtest, which measures the ability to repeat a string of digits in the order they were presented. The WMS is a well-validated and widely used measure of memory function. It has been found to have good reliability and validity and is sensitive to a wide range of memory impairments. However, it should be noted that the WMS is not a diagnostic test and should be used in conjunction with other assessments and clinical information to make a diagnosis. The Ray Auditory Verbal Learning Test (RAVLT) is a widely used test of verbal memory. It measures the ability to learn and recall a list of words over several trials. It was developed by Henry Ray, a neuropsychologist, and was first published in 1964. The test measures the ability to learn and recall a list of words over several trials. It is designed to assess verbal learning and memory and is particularly useful for identifying memory impairments related to brain injury or disease. The RAVLT consists of several different phases, each designed to assess a different aspect of verbal memory. The test begins with the learning phase, in which the examinee is presented with a list of 15 words and is asked to learn and remember as many of the words as possible. The examinee is then given several recall trials in which they are asked to recall as many of the words as they can, in any order. The tests also include a recognition trial in which the examinee is presented with a list of words, including the original list and some distractors, and is asked to identify the words they had learned earlier. The RAVLT provides several different measures of verbal memory, including total words recalled across all trials, number of words recalled after a delay, number of intrusions or words that were not on the original list but were recalled, recognition score. The RAVLT is a well validated and widely used measure of verbal memory. It has been found to have good reliability and validity and is sensitive to a wide range of memory impairments. However, it should be noted that RAVLT is not a diagnostic test and should be used in conjunction with other assessments and clinical information to make a diagnosis. The Benton Visual Retention Test (BVRT) is a widely used test of visual memory. It measures the ability to remember and reproduce simple drawings. It was developed by Arthur Benton, a neuropsychologist, and first published in the 1940s. The test measures the ability to remember and reproduce simple drawings and is designed to assess visual memory and perception. The BVRT is particularly used for identifying memory impairments related to brain injury or disease and can also be used to identify visual perception disorders. The BVRT consists of a series of cards, each containing a simple line drawing. The examinee is shown the card for a brief period of time, usually 10 seconds, and is then asked to reproduce the design from memory. The tests include a total of 10 cards, each of which is more complex than the previous one. The test is scored based on the number of errors made in reproducing the design. The BVRT provides measures of visual memory and perception and has been found to have good reliability and validity. It is sensitive to a wide range of memory impairments, including those caused by brain injury, disease, and visual perception disorders. However, it should be noted that the BVRT is not a diagnostic test and should be used in conjunction with other assessments and clinical information to make a diagnosis. The Benton Visual Retention Test (BVRT) is a widely used test of visual memory. It measures the ability to remember and reproduce simple drawings and is used for identifying memory impairments related to brain injury or disease and visual perception disorders. The BVRT is a well-validated and widely used measure of visual memory and perception. The California Verbal Learning Test (CVLT) is a widely used test of verbal memory. It measures the ability to learn and recall a list of words over several trials. It was developed by Randy W. Campos and Joel E. Morgan and is an update of the Ray Auditory Verbal Learning Test (RAVLT). The CVLT measures the ability to learn and recall a list of words of several trials and is designed to assess verbal learning and memory and to identify memory impairments related to brain injury or disease. The CVLT consists of several different phases, each designed to assess a different aspect of verbal memory. The test begins with a learning phase in which the examinee is presented with a list of 16 words and is asked to learn and remember as many of the words as possible. The examinee is then given several recall trials in which they are asked to recall as many of the words as they can in any order. The tests also include a recognition trial in which the examinee is presented with a list of words, including the original list and some distractors, and is asked to identify the words they had learned earlier. The CVLT provides several different measures of verbal memory, including total words recalled across all trials, number of words recalled after a delay, number of intrusions or words that were not on the original list but were recalled, recognition score. The CVLT is a well-validated and widely used measure of verbal memory. It has been found to have good reliability and validity and is sensitive to a wide range of memory impairments. However, it should be noted that the CVLT is not a diagnostic test and should be used in conjunction with other assessments and clinical information to make a diagnosis. The California Verbal Learning Test, CVLT, is a widely used test of verbal memory. It measures the ability to learn and recall a list of words over several trials and is used for identifying memory impairments related to brain injury or disease. It provides several different measures of verbal memory and is a well-validated and widely used measures of verbal memory. The digit span test is a test of working memory. It measures the ability to repeat a string of digits in the order they were presented and is designed to assess the capacity and function of working memory. Working memory is a cognitive system that allows us to temporarily hold information in our mind, manipulate it, and use it to guide our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. The digit span test is typically administered as part of a neuropsychological assessment and is often used to identify memory impairment related to brain injury or disease. The test is simple and easy to administer and can be used with both children and adults. The digit span test consists of two parts, forward digit span and backward digit span. In the forward digit span, the examinee is presented with a string of digits and is asked to repeat them in the order they were presented. The number of digits present is gradually increased, starting with 2 digits and continuing until the examinee is no longer able to repeat the digits correctly. In the backward digit span, the examinee is asked to repeat the digits in the reverse order they were presented. The digit span test provides a measure of working memory capacity and function and has been found to have good reliability and validity. It is sensitive to a wide range of memory impairments, including those caused by brain injury, disease, and some mental disorder. However, it should be noted that the digit span test is not a diagnostic test and should be used in conjunction with other assessments and clinical information to make diagnosis. The digit span test is a widely used test of working memory. It measures the ability to repeat a string of digits in the order they were presented and is designed to assess the capacity and function of working memory. It is sensitive to a wide range of memory impairments and is a simple and easy to administer test. Chapter 3: 20 Foods and Vitamins to Boost Your Memory and Improve Cognition. Eating a healthy diet is essential for maintaining overall health and well-being, and recent research has shown that certain foods and vitamins can also help boost memory and improve cognitive function. Here are some of the key benefits of incorporating these foods and vitamins into your diet. 1. Fish, such as salmon, tuna, and sardines, are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which have been shown to improve memory and cognitive functions. These essential fatty acids are important for the structure and function of the brain and can help protect against age-related cognitive decline. 2. Berries, such as blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries, are high in antioxidants, which can help protect the brain from damage and improve memory. These antioxidants, known as polyphenols, can also help improve blood flow in the brain, which is essential for cognitive function. 3. Nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds such as almond, walnuts, and flax seeds are rich in healthy fat and antioxidants, which can support brain health and improve memory. These foods are also high in vitamin E, which is an antioxidant that has been found to improve cognitive function and protect your brain from damage. 4. Leafy greens. Leafy greens such as spinach, kale, and broccoli are high in vitamins and minerals that can help protect the brain and improve memory. These greens are rich in vitamin K, which is essential for maintaining healthy brain function, as well as vitamin E and other antioxidants. 5. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is high in flavonoids, which can improve blood flow to the brain and improve cognitive function. Dark chocolate also contains caffeine and theobromine, which can help improve focus and concentration. 6. Vitamin E. Vitamin E is an antioxidant that has been found to improve cognitive function and protect the brain from damage. This vitamin is also essential for maintaining healthy skin and eyes. 7. Vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is essential for the normal functioning of the nervous system and has been found to improve memory and cognitive function. This vitamin is also essential for maintaining healthy red blood cells. 8. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for brain development and has been found to improve cognitive function and memory. This vitamin is also important for maintaining strong bones and teeth, and a deficiency can lead to a decline in cognitive function. Incorporating these foods and vitamins into your diet can have a significant impact on your cognitive health and overall well-being. Eating fish regularly can provide the necessary omega-3 fatty acids that are vital for brain health. Berries, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that can help protect the brain from damage and improve cognitive function. Additionally, vitamins E, B12, and D have been found to improve cognitive function and memory. It's important to note that a well-rounded diet is the key. It's not just about consuming these foods alone, but also eating a variety of other healthy foods such as fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Additionally, it is always best to consult with a doctor or a nutritionist before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any dietary restrictions or health concern. Conclusion. Memory and cognitive function are essential for daily life and a healthy mind. It's important to understand that our memory is not a fixed entity but can be improved by using various strategies and techniques. One of the most effective ways to improve memory is by incorporating certain foods and vitamins into your diet. Fish, berries, nuts, and seeds, leafy greens, and dark chocolate are some of the foods that can help protect the brain from damage and improve memory. These foods are rich in essential nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that are vital for brain health. Additionally, vitamin E, B12, and D have been found to improve cognitive function and memory. Eating fish regularly, such as salmon, tuna, and sardines, can provide the necessary omega-3 fatty acids that are vital for brain health. Berries, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolates are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals that can help protect the brain from damage and improve cognitive function. These foods also help to improve blood flow to the brain, which is essential for cognitive function. Additionally, vitamin E, B12, and D have been found to improve cognitive function and memory. Vitamin E is an antioxidant that has been found to improve cognitive function and protect the brain from damage. This vitamin is also essential for maintaining healthy skin and eyes. Vitamin B12 is essential for the normal functioning of the nervous system and has been found to improve memory and cognitive function. This vitamin is also essential for maintaining healthy red blood cells. Vitamin D is also essential for brain development and has been found to improve cognitive function and memory. This vitamin is also important for maintaining strong bones and teeth. It's important to note that a well-rounded diet is the key. it's not just about consuming these foods alone, but also eating a variety of other healthy foods such as fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Additionally, it is always best to consult with a doctor or a nutritionist before making any significant changes to your diet, especially if you have any dietary restrictions or health concerns. Incorporating a healthy diet along with regular exercise, good sleep habits, and stress management techniques can help to improve overall cognitive function and memory. It's also important to keep in mind that our memory and cognitive function can be affected by various factors such as age, genetics, and chronic health conditions, and that everyone's cognitive needs are different. A combination of a healthy diet, regular exercise, good sleep habits, and stress management techniques are all crucial for maintaining a healthy mind and body.